Okay, first we're going to company profile. In this study, we choose Ktmb as a company to study. So this is the logo of Ktmb. The main rail operator in Peninsular Malaysia is Kereta Api Tanah Melayu (KTMB), often known as Malaysia Railway Limited. Kereta Api Tanah Melayu was founded in 1962 and was previously known as the Federated Malaysia State Railway (FMSR) and the Malaysia Railway Administration (MRA). For product and service, customer can choose from a variety of service and product offered by KTMB, including ETS, commuter, cargo, and few others. They also offer service on board facilities such as a comfortable seat, bistro, washroom, power outlet, special seats for disabled and elderly, LCD monitor, and the last one is the dining area. So the vision of KTMB is to be preferred and affordable rail transport provider for people and goods. And their mission is to providing safe, reliable, comfortable, and sustainable railway service on time and every time.
So here I would like to present about the risk identification of the KTMB and also known as Kereta Api Tanah Melayu Berhad. So first, what is meant by the risk? Risk is the thing that we expose to the hazard that is a risk or probability that we will be harmed or suffered an undesirable health outcomes. So it could also apply to instances involving loss of property or equipment as well as a negative environmental consequences. So all industry have to face their own risk. So KTMB is also not immune to any risk that need to be addressed. So there is a lot of risks that have been faced by KTMB as a public transport company. Risk identification of the KTMB can help the company to uncover the greatest problems and get a better understanding of the company's overall health. So here we have two types of risk with each first existing risk and the potential risk. Okay, first we look at existing risk. Existing risk for the first is animal crossing accidents. Because of huge railway lines that's being spanned bridging jungles and forests, there is an additional non-human risk, which is animals crossing. Coaches have been known to derail after colliding with a huge creatures such as elephant throughout history. Many cases of a violation between trains and animals were recorded. So when the violation occurs, it will cause the situation to become chaotic and dangerous. This will involve people's life in the train and animal itself. So as a result, substantial perimeter fencing along railway track is required. The fences must be patrolled as on a regular basis to ensure that there are no breaches. So next we have train collided accidents. Okay, sometimes the railway was not on its railway due to the technical problem. So trains from two opposite direction will collide with each other on the same tracks and there will be a serious accidents. Indirectly, it also involves all passengers' life in the train. Next we have noise pollution. Pollution caused by the sound was created by the motors, the steel wheels rubbing together, and the horning. So while the railway routes were typically close to the housing area, this irritated the residents and might cause hearing loss. So because of the KTM was built just a few meters from the resident's house, so the sound of every train passing by can be loud and bothersome during the rest hour. Okay, next we go to the potential risk. Here we have one potential risk, which is robbery. There is no it occur because there is no specific store to put our things, as we just put our luggage bags on the luggage shelf up of our head. So the luggage shelf is a very vulnerable to the public and causes thief. For instance, if we do not realize about our luggage, since we sleep on the train, so someone will try eye to our luggage that attract them, and they will grab ours. So this is because it is very easy for others to take our belonging. Thus, we need to avoid being careless. So that's all for my presentation. Thank you for lending me your ears to listen to my presentation. Thank you.
Now, we will move to risk evaluations. In the risk evaluations, the risks need to be classified into their frequency and severity. For noise pollution made by train, it is categorized under high frequency and high severity. This is because the train is operating near the resident area. Thus, the noise pollution is frequently happen, and it might cause hearing loss towards the residents that live near the train stations due to its frequency. Next, train collided accident. It is categorized under low frequency and high severity. This is because train collided with other train is an uncommon accident that happen. But once it happens, the size of loss is very big because it includes people's life, and also there will be a lot of injury. After that, we have animal crossing accident. This risk is being categorized under low frequency and high severity. Coaches have been known to derail after colliding with huge creatures such as elephants throughout the history. However, these accidents is not frequently happen, but once it happens, it will cause a huge loss of life, whether it's human being or animal itself. Lastly, robbery inside the train station. These robbery accidents might potentially happen when there is a carelessness made by passenger itself, or the surveillance camera or CCTV is not working. This risk is categorized under low frequency and low severity. It is rarely happen inside the train, and when it happens, there usually will not cause a huge loss like death. The loss might be loss of small items that will not give a big effect towards passengers or the train itself.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I am Siti ZULAIKHA Binti NASIR, and I will proceed with the presentation of risk management techniques. Based on the table given, we will discuss about Ktmb risk metric, where there is the level of severity, the consequences that possibly happens towards humanitarian aspects, financial impact such as the assets and any legal requirement. For example, the reputation of the organization. Why? It is because to see how it can increase the likelihood based on several groups as shown in the table. By this way, we can see how risky the risk is when we classified it into such high or low frequency and high or low severity. Now look at this. This is the table where the risk metric has been classified based on the risk evaluation for Ktmb train of potential risk exposures. As seen, noise pollution facing with high severity and high frequency, which leads to risk avoidance and risk reduction. This is because noise pollution is the highest risk that affect people, the train, the environment, and company's reputation massively. It happens more than once per year at the location of the train used along the path to arrive at the particular destination. Next, the risk transfer is at low frequency and high severity evaluated specifically for animal crossing accident and train collided accident, making these accidents at medium risk because the train might facing with total damage and lead to death, but rarely happens in the industry per year. Last but not least, robbery. Here we can see that robbery is at low frequency and low severity that make the risk management of robbery at risk retention, where the risk is very low on any types of likelihood and the consequences towards people, the train, environment and reputation of the company, which might be on the different level based on the severity itself, such as the injuries, the damage occurred from the incident. Thank you.
Hi and Assalamualaikum. My name is Irfan Hazeq bin Feizal, and today I will continue on the recommendation and also the conclusion. Okay, based on the results from the risk assessment, Ktmb risk majorly arise from accident which from natural occurrence or also a technical problem. So the example of this risk is noise pollution made by train, accident from collided trains, animal crossing and also robbery inside the train station. So even for a big public transport organization, Ktmb is likewise not exempted to the threats that must be handled as they have faced several risks of their own. The Ktmb risk identification can assist the firm in identifying the most serious issues and also gaining a better grasp of the organization's well-being. Furthermore, alternative risk management techniques are explored while determining the best option to use. So, Ktmb, which has been in operation since 1992, is a competent and also a reputable company. So when implementing risk control as indicated, everyone will be more careful. So they will reducing the likelihood of an unintended accident occurring. KTMB shall also follow the Occupational Safety and Health Industry Code of Practice for road transport activities issued by the Department of Occupational Safety and Health, Ministry of Human Resources Malaysia on a regular basis. Next, risk assessment is a thorough method in which risk assessors will implement the specific approach in able to detect dangers and can evaluate them to enforce a right approach to reduce the risk. This evaluation is critical for a well-run establishment. So once KTMB implements risk control, managers, staff, technicians, and also passengers will have a greater assurance of safety. And lastly, business funds may also be preserved when there are fewer damages or accidents. So, and also not to mention that it can help KTMB reputation if there are fewer malfunctions in the news. So whenever an organization is devoted to limiting risk, it opens up a wide variety of prospects for the organization, which is the KTMB itself. So that's all for me. Thank you for listening.